Hey you! Thank you so much for tuning in for this week's episode of the Monday Nyquil Podcast Show. My name is SlowpokeFelitos. I am a part-time streamer, part-time alcoholic, a seasonal Catholic, and an official Lego Builder license holder. And guys, what a treat we have here for episode 5 of the Monday Nyquil Podcast Show. Can you believe it? We're already halfway through the season. What I do believe, though, is our guest for today's episode, because I did the interview with him, is none other than 8BitJerry stopping by the show here for today's episode of the Monday Nyquil Podcast Show. And I gotta say, I've got to know him for quite a while now through Twitch and then even through our outside of streaming live, through the connections from his brother. And I gotta say, even through our conversation here on this week's episode, I still got to know more of him, and I cannot wait to show you what he has in store for you guys. And currently right now, he has wind down to his streamings to just once a week. But even then though, he's still making it happen here over on Twitch. And without any further ado, guys, let's take it away with 8BitJerry on today's episode of the Monday Nyquil Podcast Show. Enjoy. Well, it's about time here at the Monday Nyquil Podcast Show, ladies and gentlemen, that we actually have the one, the only 8BitJerry stepping on here. 8BitJerry, welcome into the show. Thank you so much for tuning in here, man.
Thanks for having me, Slowpoke. It's honestly, I'm humbled and honored that you've actually included me in this, and I'm really excited, and I'm honest. I'm speechless on this. I really am.
Like, already at the get-go, just all speechless. Hey, you know what? If it makes you feel better, my palms are sweaty, and yes, ladies and gentlemen, mom's spaghetti.
Man, just to kick I've actually heard a really good cover song of that. Of Eminem song.
Really?
Yeah.
By what band?
Our Last Night.
Okay.
It's a hard rock band, and oh my god, they killed it on that song. I was like, dude, I like this.
I actually want to hear the line. Like, spaghetti.
Well, I don't know. No, it does not like growling.
Oh, okay.
I mean, they yell and they are screaming, but like he's rapping, you know, in the normal voice. You know.
Oh, it's a rapper. Okay.
I mean, it's a little like. Well, I mean, it's not. Yeah, they got some rap in their songs, but I mean, yeah, like it's kind of raspy, but not like, you know, stuff like that.
I suppose I'll take your word for it. But ladies and gentlemen, welcome into the show. Once again, my name is SlowpokeFelitos. I am a part-time streamer, part-time alcoholic, a seasonal Catholic, and an official Lego Builder license holder. And yes, 8BitJerry, you were as coming up with this first season. I literally right off the bat, I was like, you know what, I gotta have this guy in here because you, sir, have a wonderful story as a not only a Twitch streamer but as a fellow friend here in the House of Slowpokes. Like, introduce yourself, what your name is, and which streaming platform you actually are on currently.
For those who don't know me, I'm 8BitJerry. I'm what you call, I like to call myself a down-to-earth gamer, and the virtual arcade, as you can see in the background.
Yes.
And
for those who actually are listening to the audio, Jerry, can you please describe your background as one of a kind, where this man here has an arcade room in his back? And no, I mean, yes or no, you might believe it's real, might believe it's not, but yes, Jerry, please describe it.
It's an actual arcade. And we got snack bars, we got restrooms, you know, we even have a bar with serve liquor and booze. So
what's the go-to snack at the arcade, at the snack bar?
Wow, can't go wrong with nachos.
With or without jalapenos?
With jalapenos.
Oh man, hold the jalapenos for me. Extra cheese on the drip.
Yeah.
Yep. Hot and moist. Oh, we like moisty nachos. But Jerry, as a Twitch streamer, I gotta ask you right off the bat, what got you into streaming?
So, funny story. So, and this is why it feels like I've been streaming for a long time, because two of my best friends, I consider them like my childhood friends because I grew up with them.
Right.
They've been, geez, I can't remember when. Like this had to be like in the early 2010s, I guess you can say.
Okay.
Maybe early 2000, like mid 2000, like in 2006, 2007. I think my buddy Lewis actually comes up to me. He's like, "Hey, man, like, because at that time I wasn't working full time, and I was just working part time, and I wasn't working nights yet. So I would honestly I would work from like 2 p.m. to 11 p.m. Get off work, get on Xbox Live, play a little Halo 2, and we will all play, right?
Right.
And I was good at at that time. I was good, you know.
Not since you're born.
And so then my buddy would go, "Hey man, you ever heard of this like Twitch where it was called Justin TV or something like that?"
Justin.tv, yeah.
Yeah, at that time, I was like, "Dude, you could actually. I think you got potential." I was like, "I don't know, man. Like, nah." I was like, "Dude, like, who's gonna want to watch me play?" But then little did I know, my buddies actually come over and watch me play Halo 2 late at night. So I get what they were. I get what they meant. Like, hey, we don't want to go over to your house to watch you play.
Yeah.
You know. So it's like, okay, like looking back at it now, that makes sense. But I was just like, you know. Fast forward to according to when I started streaming on Twitch. On the achievements, I guess 2017, November 11th was the first time I actually streamed.
Okay.
My buddy Alex, so he was the one that pushed me. I was off work. I broke my hand. I actually had a cast.
Well, how'd you break your hand? Wait. How'd you break your hand, dude?
I got frustrated at someone, and they kind of put me down, and I just ended up punching like a door and cracked my knuckle. Stupidity on my part. It was just stupidity. Like I was dumb. Like I was like I saw it and my middle knuckle literally was like caved in. I was like, well, this isn't good. But I didn't think it was broken because I was like, I can still move it. It's a little hard to move.
So wait, it wasn't painful at all when you broke it?
I don't know if my adrenaline was up because keep in mind I'm playing ice hockey here, so I'm like, and I did play with it, and then I did go to work after it, and my hand was swelled up like a softball. My friend / coworker's like, dude, you broke your hand. I was like, nah, it's probably sprained. Like, cause I actually had a doctor on the team as well.
Wow.
Like he was our goalie, and he's all, oh, you look like I told him I think I broke it, and he's looking at it, he's all, and he's feeling it, and he's all, if anything, you just probably like sprained it, dude. Like just ice it. So I honestly went to the ER. They did X-rays. I ended up cracking it. Originally, they were gonna put pins and needles in the knuckle.
Right.
When they cut me open, the whole middle knuckle was shattered. So I ended up getting 2 plates.
Oh my gosh.
And 6 screws. Yeah, like I said, stupidity on my end. We were just one day just watching. We were playing video games.
Okay.
And I was watching him play NHL 16. And we're just talking. He's like, hey, man, you ever thought about Twitch stream? I was like, yeah, you know, my buddy Lewis hit me up years ago. And he's all, why don't you do it? And I'm like, I don't know. And he's all, we're going right now to GameStop. We're getting you a PlayStation camera.
What?
And so, yeah, so...
They bought you the equipment?
No, I actually went out and bought it. There was a GameStop down the street.
Yeah.
Literally like 15 minutes walking distance, but like on car, it's like less than 5 minutes. So we drove down there, sold out a PlayStation 4 cameras. So it's like, okay. Well, my buddy's like, let's go to the block or the outlets at Orange, whatever they call it now. So we went there. So we went to that GameStop. They did have one. We got one. We got back, plugged it in. I had a laptop at the time, so I logged in, created a Twitch account and all that. And then obviously I didn't have Elgato capture card at that time. Right. But you can Twitch stream through PlayStation 4. They had that app or whatever. So that's how I started. I started streaming through that for the Dead End Kid community. You guys know him as I am Frenchie or you know. So he was actually to get me comfortable would stream with me side by side, and we would just play NHL 16. I started doing stupid things like I would wear my hockey helmet
on stream. Oh wow, that's actually cool.
Yeah, I wear a hockey helmet, and my first follower thought it was funny, and well, first viewer, and he's like, you know what, you're funny, I'm following you, and from there, I started doing it more and more, and then so
that's really crazy.
So it was just a PlayStation 4 camera, my PlayStation, and a laptop just to kind of interact with chat. So.
Right. Well, now I guess since we actually dived into like what kind of equipment that you actually started with the PlayStation 4 camera, and then you had your laptop. What currently now? What kind of equipment do you actually rock right now? Currently, because now it's a different ball game now, right, for you?
From there, I started slowly building to it. Like at first, I was like, so I had a laptop, and I was like, I looked at the specs. I'm like, oh, it might be able to, So I started like downloading OBS, and I got myself an Elgato capture card, and I was like, oh, it might be able to like hold.
Yeah. But with the equipment that you happen to have right now, currently, one thing that we didn't talk about though is the being comfortable while you're streaming. So, Jerry, what did you first rock when you were streaming, chair wise?
I was rocking an IKEA chair.
Just a random stool or what?
No, not a stool. It was one of those like comfy chairs that you can sit back on.
Right.
It had like wooden arms or whatever, but you sat, it sunk in, and you can just rock back.
Oh, those layback chairs, like the lawn chairs?
Yeah, it was really, really.
That's interesting.
Yeah, that was my first chair, and then I ended up buying this RC racer car chair, and
it does look
I rocked
comfy.
that for. It's comfy. It's comfy.
It's a little comfy. Yeah.
I've had it for about 4 years, so it's kind of. I might need a new one. Who knows? It's comfy still, but
right.
Yeah, it's comfy, but like I said, so what? Fast forward to 2 years. So I was using the IKEA chair, upgraded the chair to this.
Yeah.
Then I started saving some money up because I'm like, you know what? Like, I'm gaining a little momentum. I'm thinking like maybe I can, like, I feel like I can build a really good community.
Right.
So I was like, I saved some money up. I was like, I'm gonna build a PC, and so that's I ended up buying my specs for the PC and all that. Like I said, once I got all this equipment and I did all my overlays and stuff,
sure,
things started picking up. And like one of my regular viewers was like watching me streaming, and I guess his buddy saw me. He's like, "Hey man, I think you got potential. There's this stream team. They'll help you grow." Okay. And at the time, they're no longer around, unfortunately, but it was AST, Allied Stream Team.
Okay.
So they welcomed me in. They helped me grow. I ended up hitting affiliate.
Wow. Do you remember how for when you hit affiliate, like did the viewership actually started growing within that time, or did it like?
Yeah. No. It was steady. It was steady. It was honestly, it was really steady. It was, anywhere between like 7 to 10 viewers.
That's really cool.
Yeah, and and like I said, at that time too, I was working nights, so that I would get off work at 7:30 in the morning.
Okay.
So I would get home, eat breakfast, and then I would just stream until I got sleepy. So, so I mean, so I had all this daytime viewers, which was nice,
Yeah, that's really great. Was there ever a time where you actually end up sleeping during the stream, or no, or like dozing off?
No, yeah. Usually, once my eyes got heavy, it's like, okay, that's when I had to end it. But I usually time my streams. Like I usually try to do no more than 4 hours. On my days off, I would do 8-hour streams sometimes.
Whoa.
Yeah, one time I did 12 hours, and that's when I was streaming The Last of Us 2.
Oh, that's a beautiful game, man. The Last of Us 2, from what I was playing, is a beautiful game. For those that are none of the franchise, it's a post-apocalyptic world where people are turning into like these zombies. I think Jerry, you could probably put more detail than I can. But
so it's interesting actually, because this fungus that infects the humans, it's an actual fungus. It's
what?
It's a cordyceps fungus.
Oh, what the heck? I didn't know that.
Yeah. But it doesn't affect, like, so in the game it infects them, right?
Okay.
But but in real life it doesn't affect us. It actually affects insects. And the insects do turn into this like how they look in the game, like all fungus looking zombie, like
zombified. Right.
Yeah. So, but it's interesting though that I thought that, and I gave it to Naughty Dog. Like, dude, they actually did the research on this. Like, what happens if this actually affects humans? And I love that approach that they did, because it wasn't like a zombie game. People say it's a zombie game. It's like, no, not really. I mean, somewhat, yeah, but no, it's a whole different breed. It's like they get this fungus and it messes with their mind. They're growing like mushroom looking type things out of their heads, and and like they don't see, so they have to go with echolocations. So whatever they hear, that they know where to run to and attack. It's very, very cool, like how Naughty Dog went with that approach. And
the crazy thing is that it's not only about that. That's basically the side character.
No,
the main thing is the story.
The story is where it's at, dude.
Yeah.
So the first game, I guess you can say it's about love. Well, actually, I actually would say it is about love. So you think about it. Joe loses his daughter, right?
Yeah.
Heartbreaking, right? He, and he at this point he's like, I just want to go on with my everyday life. And he doesn't want to get attached to anyone. And unfortunately, he comes across Ellie, and he's like, you know what? I'm just going to take this girl to where she needs to go, and that's it. But he ends up, you know...
bonding with her, right?
Bonding with her really good, and he ends up starting to care for her.
Yeah, father-daughter.
So therefore, it's like kind of rediscovering that, you know, lost feeling, you know? Like, I'm sure he's like, dude, I'm never going to have this connection again. But, you know, he found that, and, you know, yeah. And then with the second one, I think it's Neil Druckmann said it best. It deals with the many stages of love. So you got to deal with grieving, hatred, all that. So as a whole, it just deals with love in general and all the stuff that comes with it. And that's why I think I love that game so much, because when I'm playing that game, dude, it pulls the strings, dude. It really does.
Yeah, all the emotions.
I honestly like... Like, I played the first 15 minutes of the game, and I was like, really, Naughty Dog? You have to make me feel this way? Like, I cried. I was like, damn, that's cold.
That's equivalent to, like, the first 10 minutes of Up. You're just like, you're not expecting the Disney Pixar movie. You're like, oh, it's all jolly, and then all of a sudden, like, you know, something really chaotic happens. Like, oh my goodness, why am I crying right now? How am I crying?
It's like, damn you, Pixar. And Pixar's films have been really, like, emotional lately, too, man.
Yeah, they've been hitting the park. Absolutely.
Yeah, so... But yeah, Last of Us for me is my favorite gaming franchise of all time. You know, and I've been gaming since I was 4 years old, and I would just say Last of Us is just, for me, it holds a special place in my heart. Crop. Yeah, pretty much, man.
It's the cream of the crop.
Yeah,
Jerry, I know you kind of mentioned here and there about the Dead End community.
Oh, Dead End Kids?
The Dead End Kids community. Can we talk a little about that? Because obviously, like, you've been having that for the past since 2017.
No, actually, no. I didn't really have a community name for the first 3 years of streaming.
Right. The 3 years. Wow.
Actually, no. I take that back. Sure. My buddy Alex, when we were streaming, he was like, oh, let's name your community the Wild Bunch. I'm like, nah, dude, like, I want something for me, you know, like, and for a while I was going with the Wild Bunch, and we would be like, oh, the Wild Bunch, you know, like, and like, for me, and nothing against him, but like, I felt like, man, that's more your thing, dude. Like, I'll let you, if you start streaming, that's you, man. But
I mean, it was a good start. I mean, it was something.
No, it was something, and I'm thankful for him, dude. He's done a lot for me. He's the one that got this thing going for me. He still has my back, and he still tunes into my streams and stuff.
Does he currently stream at all, by any chance?
He doesn't stream. No, if anything, I would have him be a special guest on my streams, and we would be playing NHL where he just kicks my ass.
That's for another time.
Yeah. So, oh, dude, yeah. But yeah. So then I wanted to name my community Dead End Kids, and the reason why that stuck with me because two of my friends, who I would hang outside of work, you know, like, he's, oh, Jerry, you're cool, man. You're a Dead End Kid. Like, I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, man, you're cool. And I was like, that's actually pretty cool, you know? And that stuck with me. I was like, you know what? Maybe I can bring this onto Twitch, you know? And so I actually hit him up on Instagram out of respect. I was like, "Hey man, I'm streaming on Twitch. I want to be able to name my community Dead End Kids. Is it cool with you?" And he said, "Yeah, man, it's totally cool." And that's where it came about. And I think that came out about less than a year ago, I would say, if not maybe a year.
About a year ago.
So, I could be wrong. But for me, like, I think that's about right, because like to me that just felt more like, hey, that's me.
It felt you know? Yeah. Well, if you had to describe somebody, the Dead End Kid community, how would you describe that to somebody?
Jeez. You know, someone that's just laid back and chill, man, down to earth, you know. And I actually added a new channel points, so I have I have voice mod. So now I think it's the same amount of points. I could be wrong.
Sure.
And I would butcher a song, but sing in a voice that you guys would recommend me to sing, like a chipmunk, a robot. So, yeah.
Oh, that's pretty unique, man.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Jerry, so I guess now that from experience since 2017 on to now, you've had your ups and downs of like having, I guess, a stable, like a stable schedule, or like trying to find time for streaming. What in your mind right now, currently, at the time of this recording, how do you find your time for streaming in general, or Is it kind of hard right now at the moment?
It's actually really hard at the moment, dude. So when I started streaming, it was a little easier because I was working nights, right? So I would go into work at 11 p.m., get off at 7:30 a.m.
Yeah.
And I would just stream when I got off. You know, I would have my breakfast, shower, set up, and stream until I got tired.
Yeah.
And I would actually set a schedule up. I'll be like, and I would post that on Twitter and on my channel and be like, okay, I'm streaming these days at this time to this time.
Right.
Right. And then like, fortunately, life happens, right?
Absolutely.
My dad ended up getting sick. That's when I just hit affiliate too, and I was like, and I'm like, you know, I'm streaming like, you know, like here and there, and I had to make those decisions. Like, do I like stream or take care of my dad?
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm gonna take care of my dad. So I ended up starting putting my like family first, and you know, unfortunately, my dad passed, and from there, I inherited a lot of like his belongings, the house and stuff, and
yeah.
So but I will say this though, during that, like, because shortly after he passed, the pandemic hit, and I made plans to hang out with my friends and family just to help me get through it.
Yeah.
I started streaming heavily during the pandemic, because I had nowhere to go. So So I thank you, Dead End Kids, because you guys helped me get through the hardest summer of my life. Yeah. You guys, you know, tuned in, checked on me, see how I was doing. You guys were there to watch me through the video games, sharing the laughs and stuff.
Yeah.
So anything, you guys helped the grieving process, and you made it a lot easier. So thank you, Dead End Kids.
And that's a good thing, Jerry, because you know, not a whole lot of people were very fortunate to actually even have a community or somebody to talk to begin with during the pandemic.
No,
so unfortunately
exactly.
for you, that is really awesome for the Dead End Kids community to actually have your back.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And I'm thankful for that, dude, because, I mean, yeah, like, I don't know where I would be, you know? And to my friends who are listening, you guys aren't forgotten either, because you guys, you know, called me or even checked in my streams to see how I was doing. You guys aren't forgotten either, you know. So I don't want to exclude anyone out. So the Dead End Kids, my friends and my family, you guys helped me through the hardest time, because I even did tell them, hey, you know, I do stream on Twitch if you guys want to see my face, you know.
Yeah.
So
how often is that though, to tell people, be like, hey, you know, I'm a streamer.
You know what? It is kind of awkward, because I do so so I remember, like, because I told my dad, like, when he was alive, he's all, what are you doing? I was like, streaming on Twitch, because I actually had the green screen. He's all, what's? I was like, look, you know, and I showed him and at the time PlayStation had that thing where you can just do the green screen, where I forgot what was it, the coma key or whatever it is.
Sure.
So I was showing, and my dad's like, oh, whatever, you know.
Well, did he ever think that you're like, hey, he's probably doing some like webcam stuff, like, hey, he's probably getting money?
Yeah. He's like, you know, I'm just gonna close the door.
Yeah, I'll leave you to
it. It was funny, like, when I told him, I was like, hey, Dad, I hit affiliate, and he's like, what's that? I was like, I can start making revenue off my channel, and he's like, I'll believe it when I see it. You know, he did. You know, he's just joking.
Oh, no. Yeah. Sure.
So I was like, okay, like, you know, and it didn't hurt me, because my dad, he doesn't know anything about this stuff, this tech savvy stuff. He doesn't know anything.
Right.
So I mean, but yeah, and then like I said, I remember talking, because when my dad, he got diagnosed with cancer, he had to go through brain surgery. Right. So my uncle, his brother, we were catching up, and I was telling him, like, yeah, you know, I Twitch stream. My uncle, oh yeah, like, you know, and he goes to my sister, he's like, you could do better than Jerry. And I was like, yeah, because he's, you know, like, you know, have her unbutton a little. I was like, no, don't, you know, like,
no.
So yeah, but I mean, no, like, everyone that I talk to, and you know, they support me. They support me, and I'm thankful for that.
That's great.
Someone who doesn't know me, like, so, like, when I eventually ended up working days again.
Sure.
And I think one of my coworkers was getting to know me, and I was like, yo, what do you do for a hobby? I was like, I Twitch stream. Like, I video game and Twitch stream. He's all, get out of here. I was like, yeah. He's all, you don't seem to type to Twitch stream. And I'm very, like, well, because I'm just down to earth and quiet, you know. And
right.
So I was like, I get it, you know. And then he goes to our other coworker, hey, Jerry Twitch streams, and he starts laughing, and that kind of hurt there. I was like, I was like, okay, I guess.
Oh no.
But no, I mean, you know, again, that's one of the like positive Twitch streaming. Like it helped me kind of be able to socialize more, because I'm really socially awkward.
Yeah,
like,
right.
Like if I'm like, when I meet someone new, I'm really reserved, and I'm just kind of like observant, like, okay, like, you know, is this person gonna like me, or, you know, like, am I gonna just do something stupid? Like, right. So like I get very social anxiety and stuff like that. So, but yeah, if anything, like Twitch streaming has helped me just kind of like get comfortable in my own skin in a way and just be myself. And
which is great.
It took time. But I mean, now, like when I Twitch stream, I am honestly myself, you know. And,
yeah. But like the timing itself, the keynote is time though. Like nowadays, is it still hard to actually find time to actually stream though?
Yeah, it is actually. Now that I'm on days, because the hardest thing is just time in general. You know, like I work. Yeah, so like I get up at like 5:30 in the morning, start my day there, get ready for work, go in at 7, get off at 4. And then I gotta do house chores and whatnot, and cook dinner. And then from there, it's like gotta get ready for the next day. So, yeah, I was like, as of now, it's hard to find that balance, you know. But once I do find that balance, I think I will actually have a schedule planned. So it just needs some time just to find that balance, you know.
It does because it does really affect sometimes with like life outside of streaming too. Because it just, like you mentioned earlier in this chat between us, it's just like life does really happen. Like obligations kick in, and like you just never know, something spontaneous might happen where like maybe just some situations happen. You're like, I have to you know take the initiative and do that, and then streaming can wait.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And because of that, I do remember just like saying, dude, I don't have time to Twitch stream. I might just give it up.
That's right.
And,
you did say that one
and I remember me and you were talking about it, and you were like, dude, don't. And I was like, yeah, you know, I put so much money into this, and it's like, even my girlfriend was like, what? You know, I was like, and like she's a big supporter of me streaming. Like she loves the fact that I do it, and I'm thankful to have her support me like that, you know. So. Yeah, and I love her. I love her.
You can admit this right now. Did she like grab a belt or a hanger or a sandal? Like, hey, you were not quitting. Did she threaten you in any way?
No, not at all. Okay. Not at all. But I will. She did say like, hey, if you don't stream or don't do the things you love, this relationship won't work. And I'm honestly very blessed that she said that, because it sucks like when you're in a relationship and you have to give up your hobbies or your friendships just to be with that person. I've been there. It's horrible.
It's horrible. So, yeah. And that's why I check with Mrs. Slowpoke all the time. I'm like, hey, is it okay for me to stream this week? Or like, hey, I have these set schedules for, like, example, the podcast episodes. Like, I'm actually doing interviews and stuff like that. And it's really hard. It's really hard to find time for us as well too. And granted, she's busy doing her own thing, but at the end of the day, we need time for us too. But I go to check up on her and be like, hey, is it okay if I do this week? Yeah, like, or is there ever a time where streaming is getting in the way of our relationship? And she's just like, well, have I ever complained? And she's like, no. Well, then that's your answer. That's your answer. Like, okay.
Yeah, if she's not complaining, then you're good, man.
Yeah, for now. I mean, like, probably behind her girlfriends, but I mean, you know what I mean. Though, at least your girl was actually being able to admit. No,
I'm very blessed, and I love
devoted,
her. Yeah. So I mean, and she, like, the moment I told her I was streaming on Twitch, she started watching, and
oh, that's right, yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, yeah, she would tune in. Hey, I'm in the virtual arcade. I'm watching. I was like, oh yeah.
She's at the snack bar. Actually, you know what? Though? That's great though. You have her actually work the snack bar. Be like, hey, we got people coming in.
I mean, yeah, she's actually a bartender, so I mean.
Yeah, there you go. Very cool, man. Moving on to what's very special and key for streamers alike between both of us, our mental health. For you, 8BitJerry, there have been times where sometimes, you know, it is a struggle to get through or push it through an actual stream session. For you, do you find that streaming, though, does help you mentally, though?
Yeah, it does. Like I said, when the pandemic hit, and my dad passed, I had, I mean, yeah, my family and friends are a phone call away, but at the time I was working nights, so I'm like, when I'm at home during the days, they're at work, or well, I mean, you know, if they're essential working and stuff.
Once you're actually sitting here, like in your chair, you got the camera on, you ready to stream. you push forward and actually, you know,
yeah, I power through it. I go for it. Yeah, I go for it. Just because I know my community, like the fact that the way I look at it is, one, I do it for fun, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And
number one.
So that's my mindset right there.
Yeah.
And two, if I can make someone's day when they're watching my streams, then that makes me feel better. And yeah, like, so like to see people in chat and join the stream, it helps me through with whatever I'm going through, and I forget about it because we're having a good time sharing laughs. And
that's very true. Yes,
you know,
that's very
so
true.
I mean, yeah, so that to me, it does help, and it's actually kind of therapeutic too, because you know, you never know like what you'll have in common with someone, and you can just talk about anything, you know. And yeah, so
anything,
like I said,
everything. Yes.
Yeah.
Anything.
So yeah, I think it helps out for me mentally. I mean, I know everyone's different. Don't get me wrong, I did break down on stream once playing Ghost of Tsushima because there was a scene that involved the character's father, and I was like,
okay.
Yeah, I actually had to go to the be right back screen, and I just broke down crying because I was like, it hit me, dude, because I was like, dude, I just lost my dad. Like,
well, what was the scene about, though? What was the scene about?
He was visiting his father's grave.
Oh wow. Was this in the beginning or in the middle or something?
No, this was like somewhat in the middle of the game, because he's going back to his like home, like his father's home or the clan and stuff, and he's going to get his father's armor.
Okay.
So, and therefore he's yeah. So that was a very touching scene. I was like, man, and I had to step away, and everyone in the chat knew, and they were like, we're sorry, it's okay, Jerry, you know, and we take the time you need. Yeah, but I powered through it because they were there for me, and it, like I said, I used to bottle shit up, dude, and I learned the hard way that's not the best. It's not the way. Obviously, breaking my hand. So
you come a long way. Yes. It's just really well to actually let some stuff out, because ultimately, dude, someone in the dead end community, or those that are barely brand new into the stream watching you, they can probably either get something from you and grasp into their own life. Like, hey, you know what? This person here, 8BitJerry, is actually admitting to something that, like, maybe people think it's too taboo, or like it's just like, like it's not the place to be to talk about stuff like that. But you put that out there, and that's great, because that's really a big step for those that wanted to come on by, and maybe it might not be the topic to talk about during maybe a gameplay or whatnot, but you actually do sit the time to actually sit there and be like, hey, you know what? Let's pause the game for a second. Let's go ahead and talk about this, because maybe this person is reaching out for help.
Yeah, like exactly. You never know what someone's going through on the inside, and if I could be there to make someone's day, like I said, and just give advice, and if it helps them, then I did my part, And I know I've heard other streamers say, "Oh, we're not therapists or psychiatrists." Yeah, that's true. But I mean, again, I don't want to just shine someone off. I'll listen. And if I could help someone, yeah. If not, then I would direct them. I would give them a number and say, "Hey, dude, just call this hotline and get the help." Because I mean, yeah, like
I think you probably put it this way, where like, yeah, we're not therapists, but we can try to be your friend, and like
we can be there for each other, and we're not, there's no need, I mean, I'm not one, like I said, not one to shine someone off, like if someone's going through something, I'll like read it and pause and give my 2 cents, tell them like, hey, I went through this, everything's gonna be okay, just give it time. Just take it one day at a time. You're not alone.
Absolutely, dude. For those that are actually probably I don't know, probably have some struggles in streaming nowadays, because I know a lot of us do actually go through sometimes. Like I went through some technical issues on a Wednesday session, and everything just went to shits, where the frame rates were dropping, and like the not a whole lot of people were tuning in because it's so spontaneous and stuff like that. But you learn from these mistakes, or like these bumps on the roads. Jerry, what's something where like someone that's having self-doubt with a struggle that you could probably give advice to.
Okay, so like for example, with what you were going through, that happens. That's beyond your control. That could be an internet issue. That can be you know things like that's happened to me before, where I would drop bit rates or frame rates and my stream would just crash because it's and I would actually have to cancel my stream for today. Just and I would go on Twitter, hey, I'm sorry, I'm having technical difficulties. I tried doing test runs and stuff, it's just not happening.
Right.
So we'll have to try again tomorrow. So for those of you who are like going through something like that, don't give up. It's just a bump in the road.
Right.
If anything, that's going to help you grow as a streamer. Kind of learn the problem and how to fix it and move forward. Like I said, like when we collaborate, man, like I always forget to turn my mic on, or or like I would have my voice mod on and I'll be talking like in a chipmunk voice for like an hour of the stream, and I'll be like, oh crap, But those things, like for me, like if it was like the old me, like back in 2017 starting streaming, I would beat myself up. But now I embrace it and be like, you know what, silly Jerry, like
silly Jerry,
like just move on, just take it for like joke with it, have fun with it, and like make it fun for the community,
absolutely,
like any little miss up, dude, just make it fun. That's the way make it as entertaining,
Yeah, because at the end of the day, these people are actually coming by to see you, and it's like, you know what? If you lose your marbles and you're just like raging and stuff like that, what's there to gain? Because that person's probably probably tune out, and be like, you know what? I have my own problems. I don't want to see this. I'm out.
Yeah, exactly. Oh no, yeah, and I've actually raged on some games too, but at the same time,
totally understandable.
Well, there's some games that are frustrating, but I mean, at the same time, it's just you just make, like I said, just have fun with it, or just walk away and play another game.
That's true, dude. That's true. But do you yourself, Jerry, actually have any struggles when creating content by any chance? Because I know your Twitter game is pretty crazy, and then like the fact that you have your backgrounds or anything like that, it's so pretty cool with the arcade. But at the end of the day, do you happen to have something that you're struggling at the moment?
Promoting myself, like promoting my streams, just because I don't really have a schedule. I don't know like what my day looks like, like if I can get stuff done, then I'll stream. So it's like a spontaneous type thing, so do it, like, because back in the day I used to do, and this is another thing I'm actually struggling with. I can't do Twitch clips anymore. I can't make clips.
What?
Yeah, it's weird. It says like, oh, we have a problem, blah blah blah. And I've contacted Twitch support about it, and they said, oh, change the web browser, make sure, your settings are this way. And I'm like, okay, like it's all, and I still can't do Twitch clips, because that's how I used to promote my streams. I would do Twitch clips of my stream, say, hey, for those of you who missed out, this is, this is what's going on. Tune in, to the next stream, like don't miss out, unfortunately I can't do that. So that's another thing actually, that's the only thing I'm struggling with, is just like promoting myself, like, and like Twitch clips, like, because I used to, that's one thing I enjoyed as content creating, was making clips of my streams and just putting it out there. If there's a will, there's a way, though. I just got to do my research, so
that is true. I mean, like the downfall too with that is that, like, you're kind of losing that extra like promotion to put yourself out there. It's really unfortunate, but at the same time, though, I mean, like, there is something where like people are still finding a way to still tuning in your streams, and that's really lovely, though. I'm actually in some communities, like streaming communities, and they actually do help me out a lot. So I like the kitchen. So there's the kitchen, the Dragon Slayers, and Keen's Nation. Okay. They see it. They'll see my tweets. They'll help me out and reach out. Also, like hashtagging things, Twitch streamer. That helps out too, because people just will search those hashtags, and they'll like I'll get likes from random strangers or retweets from random strangers. They'll be like, man, that's really awesome. Yeah. So I mean, the power of
Twitter.
Yes.
Yes, definitely the power of networking, you know. So, and that's one of the things that is a useful tool when it comes to Twitch streaming. It's just networking, you know. Just, you know, but doing it right though, you know. So
very true, and that's actually a good advice to put yourself out there in a sense, because there's a lot of things that people tended to forget, because you can't turn your camera on, you can't put the game that you're playing at the moment in time, but it takes more than that though. You have the network with some friends and like being able to grow that way and like into different communities, right?
Yeah, definitely.
And now some slowly but surely rapid fire questions.
Jerry, do you have a favorite Spanish word?
I don't know Spanish, dude.
Do you know a word in Spanish?
Cállate.
You know what that means?
Shut up, right?
Wait, you get that a lot at work or what?
No, I just said something on top of my head.
Do you love giving gifts or receiving gifts?
I love giving. I love just making people happy. Like, I don't care. I mean, I'm not trying to sound rude, but I get more joy out of giving than receiving. So, and I think that's just how I was raised, because my parents, you know, during Christmas, they're like, you know, it's not about receiving, it's all about giving. And
right.
Like, especially with birthdays, like, you know, if I didn't get a gift, like, just enjoy the time you have with people, you know.
That reaction to it, just like, oh my god,
yeah, exactly. So for me, I'm more of a giver.
How many pillows do you sleep with?
How many pillows do I sleep with?
Yes.
4. Sometimes 5 or 6.
Are you a dog lover?
Yes, I love dogs.
Do you currently have a dog?
Yes, Yoda.
Oh, Yoda, cool.
Yeah. Yoda.
Come here, buddy. Do we have Yoda? Oh, a special guest starring?
Yeah, sure. Let me get him.
What? I'm about to introduce 8BitJerry's dog, Yoda.
Yoda, hey.
No. He's like, get away from me. Oh, camera shy. Get me out of here. Have you ever gone to the movies by yourself?
Yes. I've seen Indiana Jones, The Crystal Skull, the Battle of Los Angeles movie, that sci-fi film.
Oh, yeah.
I've seen a couple by myself, yeah. I'm not... my friends would always say, dude, that's sad. I was like, no, it's just going out to enjoy myself.
Yeah, you lose yourself for like an hour or two, man.
Yeah.
Do you prefer flying or driving?
I never flown, so...
Never in your life?
Yeah. Nope. What? But I'm going to come over my fear of flying in October, so...
Dude,
I'm gonna be going to my father's hometown in Cleveland, Ohio, with my siblings. So that's gonna be my first flight. Ever. I'm freaking nervous as hell just thinking about it, but I'm gonna knock it off. So
props to you, man. I think the only thing I could probably give you an advice for that is like, just put on some music, put on some headphones, and
that definitely gonna be putting on music. I think I'm gonna bring my Nintendo Switch and play some games for that at the time.
That's even better.
Yeah, so I mean, whatever's gonna keep me distracted. I don't know. People say, "Oh, it's just sleep," but I don't think I'm gonna be able to sleep because my anxiety. How do you go
sleep when the freaking plane's like moving around and stuff?
Yeah, I don't think my anxiety is gonna like. I got no. My mind races and thinks things I don't think I'll be able to sleep.
Don't listen to them. You put on your Switch and your head, dude. The best of both worlds: music and your Switch.
There we go.
And this is the final question here in the slowly but surely rapid fire questions here in the Monday Nyquil Podcast Show. Are you ready?
Yes. What
is to you the most underrated movie of all time?
Cloud Atlas.
Wow. That was a little like a curveball. I heard a lot of people talk smack about that movie. Why would you?
I think a lot of people misunderstood it.
That is very true.
It's a very complicated story, and for them to be able to do this movie from a novel, I think the Wachowskis did a good job. And I thought the cast was great because there's 6 stories spanning centuries, and they all connect in some way or another. So. And I loved it, and I loved the visuals, the stories. I love the quote. I just feel like people just the purpose of it. Because a lot of people are like, oh, it's racist or it's just. Well, dude, like, I mean, you got people that, like, with the makeup, so you'll have Stim Surgis, who's this white dude, and then somewhere, like, in another time frame, he's Asian.
Oh, God.
So, like, yeah, and Halle Berry, she'll be, like, this Asian doctor, you know?
Huh.
So, like, it's very, but, again, like, you would, like, honestly, you wouldn't be able to tell. I didn't, like, when you're watching the credits and you see the, like, who the cast plays, and you're like, wait, Halle Berry was this Asian doctor? I seriously thought that was, I didn't think that would be how the makeup was so good, you know?
Well, it tried to condense a lot of stuff, but do you think as a TV series that would actually work better?
Yeah, just because you can do a lot more with TV.
That's very true. Yeah, imagine Netflix picking that up. That'd be kind of crazy.
Yeah, no, if Netflix does pick it up and they're able to, you know, actually go through the novel page by page and say, okay, this doesn't work, this won't be able to transcend on film, but we could, you know, the beautiful thing about television,
right?
They're able to do the character development and just be able to tell the story the way it should be.
Yeah, slow
burn, as a movie, you only have what, 2 hours to 3. But like I was saying, there's only so much you can do in a movie compared to television. So
that is very true. That is very true. 8BitJerry, question for you.
Yes.
You happen to have any goals coming up in the near future for 2021 that you kind of want to accomplish before the end of the year there?
I actually want to start up my YouTube channel.
Oh,
that's something I've been wanting to do. I just got to find the right editing software and start going through like my videos, and yeah, I want to be able to do some highlights and stuff like that. So yeah, that's something I would hope to accomplish by the end of the year, you know, and just build my community and yeah, just have a good time. That's all.
That's good, man. I mean, granted, I think the small goal, if I were to ask you a question about it, but I think it's already answered. You have broken the 200 follower ceiling, man. How does that make you feel, man?
Great. You know, like I'm honestly just humbled just to be able to do what I do, you know. Going into it, I was just like, you know what, I'm just gonna have fun, you know, and that was the #1 rule, and still is the #1 rule. So any advice for those who don't stream and want to get into it? Have fun. You know, if you're going in it for like, oh, I'm gonna get money and stuff, you're doing it for all the wrong reasons. I hate to sound like a jerk, but I mean all that's a plus side of it.
Yeah.
But you know, if you just go in with the mindset, okay, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna have fun, I'm gonna share my love of gaming, or I'm gonna share my love of just debating or just talking, you know. If you do what you love, and honestly that will show in your stream, people will come to you. You
Absolutely.
know? So I mean, and then just be yourself, you know. That's that.
Well, talking about people coming by the stream, do you think something do you happen to have something where like you kind of want to have something more of an exposure, try something new, like maybe go on Instagram Live or go on TikTok, or like something other than YouTube? I know you mentioned YouTube here and there, but I mean, is something else that's something you might want to try out, maybe, perhaps?
I haven't done an Instagram Live, so if anything, I would probably do that. I'm on the fence about TikTok. I know that's like a new. Well, I just don't know about it.
Gotcha.
You know, I don't have it, but I just don't know if that's just another social media platform I want to have. Don't get me wrong, I know social media is important.
Yes, it's powerful.
Especially when you're a streamer.
Yeah.
If I were to do a TikTok, it would just be my Twitch clips, you know.
But then, and to begin with, you can't even get the Twitch clips to begin with. It's like, it's
right, but there's, like I said, if there's a will, there's a way. I just gotta. I've been Google searching stuff and Redditing stuff, and I'm not the only one that has that problem. There's got to be something, you know, out there to get by that. So
yeah, well, Instagram Live must be something that if you wanted to try out, hey, if it works out.
You know, but like Instagram Live. I never done Instagram Live, so I just got to know what I'm gonna do live, I guess.
Give people the heads up, like, all right, Jerry, he's gonna be on live,
So,
well, as we wrap things up here, 8BitJerry, once again, just thank you for coming by. I wanted to give you your final thoughts on something where it might seem like a simple question, but it could be kind of like an eye-opening for a lot of people. For someone who is wanting to tune into the Dead End Kids community, into the 8BitJerry stream over on Twitch, how would you describe your channel for a first-time viewer?
Just a laid-back experience. Depending on what we're streaming, if it's a multiplayer game, it might be intense, and depending who I'm playing with, you might hear me rage, or do some celebrations, or but for the most part, it's just laid back, just a laid back, chilled experience, man. And just sit back, relax, enjoy, and chat. Everyone in chat's friendly, and they talk, and say what's up.
That's true, man.
I try to be as engaging as possible, and
yeah, it's true.
I try to put on a good show as far as gaming goes. So if for someone that's gonna tune in, it's honestly, all I can say is because I'm down to earth, and to me, when you're Twitch streaming and someone's into your channel, it's like welcoming them into your home.
That is very true.
So if anything, I want them to be comfortable. I want them to feel comfortable. So that's why I always say, come by the arcade, get yourself a snack, sit back and relax and enjoy.
That's well put together, and especially the snack bar. Guys, don't forget the peach margaritas and the nachos with the jalapenos.
Yeah, that's a must. That's a must.
Jerry, this is the part where I leave the floor to you. If I know you, maybe if there's perhaps an upcoming project that you want to do, maybe there's something up in the air that you kind of want to try out or put out there, this is your moment. Please tell who you are once again, what kind of project you're coming up in the near future, and hopefully, maybe you could tune in sometime on Twitch. Please.
So for those of you who don't know me, my name's 8BitJerry. I'm a down-to-earth gamer. When you tune into my Twitch streams, like I said, make yourself comfortable in the arcade, grab yourself a snack, sit back, relax. The community is great. They're welcoming. Then we'll just chat it up. Upcoming projects, like I mentioned earlier, what I would love to do is a YouTube channel. I just got to find the right editing software, and I'll go from there. And then other than that, just promoting myself and getting the name out there, and and hopefully I will get a schedule going too soon. So definitely keep an eye out for that.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, like I said, Jerry, this is where I kind of take a moment in time of the stream or of our podcast session to just thank you for keeping me sane at times where there are moments where I think I'm wanting to give up. I mean, off stream, offline, we chop it up. Like, we've given each other's phone numbers. We send each other nudes, and I'm sorry. I'm supposed to. Was it?
Well, the only feats?
The only feats. Yeah. We can cut that out in post, right? No, we'll keep it on there. But no, it's just like, in a sense, we're in a grounds level. Thanks to your brother, I give Josh all the props that I got to know him through my work. And connecting with him, being one, a wrestling fan, and then two, like, just being introducing me to you, and I picked up so many things from you, Jerry. And the fact that you started longer than I have and stuff, and like you're still on the grind here, and you have not stopped. I mean, yeah, sure, life has hit you in the different directions and stuff like that, but at the end of it all, you're still here, not giving up. And I gotta give you all the props in the world, because again, you're working full time, you're having obligations, you're having to take care of a house, and like you've had these the struggles and like these losses and stuff. But at the end of the day, you're still carrying yourself as a winner. Like, it's so admired. I envy you so much. So I really gotta applaud you for that, man.
I'm honestly, I don't know. I'm speechless that you feel that way. I just do what I love, dude. And like I said, for me to touch you in that way and inspire you or help you move on, because when like Josh introduced me to you, and when you were streaming, you just hit affiliate, right?
Yes.
It's been you're barely reaching the year mark.
Yes.
So for me to see you grow the way that you have within the year, I'm actually really proud of you, dude. And for you to tell me like how I've touched you or inspired you means a lot, because I've helped you grow. So if anything, dude, you've touched me that way, and I'm glad I can help you as a streamer and an individual,
Absolutely.
So,
and the fact, Jerry, that this is just only the beginning. Seriously, like this is no doubt something where like I hope to meet you one day. I hope to hopefully we can chop it up with a few Trulies or something. But like,
no, dude, the time will come, the day will come. Who knows? You know, like
somewhere down the road, something has to happen.
Yeah, it will, dude. It will. Just gotta be patient. Who knows? TwitchCon too.
TwitchCon, yes. I'm really hoping something next year. If something happens with that, and like again, like
I would like to do my first TwitchCon.
Yeah. I would love to actually during that TwitchCon, dude. I would love to get an autograph from you. That's how much you mean to me, dude.
Likewise.
I want to put I want to find something Star Wars related. I'm like, dude, this man right here, I need to have an autograph because this man here, I look up to him and like just something where this man he's gone through a lot of stuff, and trust me, offline we talk about a bunch of stuff, and like this man doesn't know when to quit, and I've even told him before, don't quit, please. And look, here he is right now, still.
Those are self-doubts, you know. Like sometimes, like I said, we all go through that, dude. Where we're just like, you know, where we hit a block or a road in
writer's block in a sense.
Writer's block or a bump in the road, and you're just like, you know, like, and we're at a standstill, and you're just like, man, like, I don't have time to do what I love. Should I even do it, or I don't have time to do this, you know, and you know, and honestly, one thing I learned from my parents is never give up. So and they've always told me do what I love. So and my girlfriend Melanie, she even said, you know, if I don't do what I love, and I love her so much, I want to be in this relationship with her. If I give up on this, then I'm pretty much giving up on everything. So so in a way, Twitch is it helps me in a lot of ways, like socially, and it's a lot of work. A lot of people think it honestly, like I did not think, like when I started streaming, I just had a PlayStation 4 and a camera. I did not think that as I started getting involved more, I didn't realize how much work it takes to actually, you know, get ready and promote yourself, get your name out there, you know, like and just communicating with other streamers, you know, it's a lot of work, and you know, but in the end, it's really it's nice, you know, because you meet all these wonderful people, and you will find out you have a lot in common with, you know, like, and it's you know, the world is not as cold as, you know, you may think, you know, so
very true,
you know.
Nicely said. Yeah, the world is not so, you know, cruel as it is, and like it goes to show you, just having you, Jerry, 8BitJerry here on the show, like it's just something where it's very humbling, and the fact that you being busy guy, like you managed to have some time here. I thank you so much for stopping by here in the Monday Nyquil Podcast Show. Thank you so much, Jerry.
Thanks for having me, Slowpoke. Honestly, it's an honor, dude, and I'm very humbled that you had me on this. Like, and the words that you said touched my heart, because just like I said earlier, to see you grow and keep growing means a lot. So, like, I'm so proud of you, dude.
Thank you, Jerry.
You know, so just, you know, and you're gonna keep growing, dude. Just, you know, don't stop what you're doing. Just keep going.
Absolutely,
man.
Thank you. I'm about to cut this off before I start crying here, ladies and gentlemen. 8BitJerry, everybody. You can find him over on Twitch, Twitter, Dead End Kids over on Discord, and on Instagram, where he might have his feet over on Instagram Live. 8BitJerry.
Don't be afraid of the Hobbit feet. That's all I have to say.
Thank you so much, Jerry.
You're welcome, Slowpoke.
Adios, guys.
Bye, guys.